Hey guys, what's going on? Adam Snyder here with Home Entrepreneur. So I wanted to talk to you guys about Amazon FBA and why you shouldn't stop sending stuff in. I've been getting a lot of questions lately on, how much stuff should I be sending in? Should I take a slight vacation or slight, some time off from Amazon just to, let the stuff sell, let Q4 settle down, get through this year, and then collect my thoughts, figure out what's going on with the business, and move on from there. That is one strategy. I wouldn't say that's the best strategy unless you are completely at a loss and you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. If you have no clue what to do, there's going to be a link in the description box below. Probably be the first link, first sentence. Just my Homemade Entrepreneur exclusive, my Amazon FBA exclusive training program, training guide. It's $67. It will really help you out. If you didn't make a boatload of money this year in Q4 and you were selling in it, then you need to figure out why. And inside my guide, I teach you, bundles, liquidation, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, everything to really get you going. So I highly recommend checking that out if you haven't done so already. Another thing, I never stop sending in inventory. Never. Usually every single day there's boxes showing up to Amazon. It might not be every single day I'm shipping boxes, and especially me personally, I don't do all the shipments. I do have one part-time employee, and I do use 2 prep centers. And so pretty much all my online orders, except for Kohl's and Target, they go to prep centers. The reason Kohl's and Target come to my office, and sometimes to my home, is because I have to because I order so much from those 2 places. Walmart just doesn't care. Walmart will send me as much as I order as long as I pay for it. Kohl's and Target are completely different. Both of those do not like resellers, especially Target. So when I place thousands and thousands of dollar orders from Target within a certain week or a specific week, and it's not Q4, it's not Black Friday or Cyber Monday, they usually flag it and it gets pulled. So my order does not even go through. Then I have to go back, place another order, a smaller one, and see if that goes through. Use different cards, ship to different addresses, and that's how I go, do that with Target. So with that said, I don't ship daily to Amazon. I used to. And everything was going really well. Then I started using prep centers. Then I got more into private label, a little more into wholesale. And so with that, prep centers take care of most of it. That's why, here on my YouTube channel, you don't see a lot of stuff. Because, I guess I can show you, I've talked about this before, I can show you and talk about, what I'm doing on my computer. And like, okay, I'm placing an order or I'm on the phone. Obviously, you're not going to hear the entire conversation. Or send a text message. I would probably blur out the recipient's phone number, but things like that. I might start, putting those into the videos only, so kind of break up the me sitting here in front of the camera talking to you guys. But the whole thing you need to understand is you should never stop sending stuff into Amazon, and the reason you shouldn't do that is because as soon as you stop, your income will take a hit. Your sales are going to slow. The revenue it really takes a hit at the end of the month. If you missed 5 days or 10 days that you didn't ship anything in, or maybe you sat on inventory for a week, that means there's 7 days that there was nothing going into Amazon. You spent the money on the inventory. You waited 6 days in between, and then you finally shipped it off. In those 6 days, that money was not making you any money. At least when it's going to Amazon, at least there's the hope it's going to start making you money. Yes, it does take a little bit to get there, maybe a couple days, maybe a week, whatever it is, but it still gets there and still is going to make you money. So never stop sending stuff into Amazon. Another thing is to never stop learning about new categories, new products. I talked about this before in probably a video 3 or 4 weeks ago, and just talked about you need to figure out what your niche, what your category is. And if you're struggling with that and you want a little bit more information on really building your business, I do have a a group for that. That's the Homemade Entrepreneur exclusive membership group. It's $11.99 a month. Okay, so $11.99 a month. You can't beat that. And then obviously I do free bolos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 2 free bolos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then I give out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as well. I give out free online arbitrage lists. It usually has like 3 or 4 items. Give those away for free to 13 people, and so a lot of people like that as well. Then in between that, I have a bunch of guides and articles and videos on just building your business, being a better entrepreneur, all that stuff. So other income streams. Okay, so done with that like plug. But dealing with Amazon, most people, when they see a little wrinkle in Amazon's rules in the whole business, whether it's they're getting a few more returns than they like, whether it is the money isn't coming in as quick as they thought, don't give up. Really don't give up. If you start giving up, you're gonna see that yeah, you made a little bit of money and things were going good, but now you give up. And what do you have to look forward to? How are you gonna make money now? Are you gonna go back to your 9-to-5 job? If you are, no big deal. It works out better for us sellers that are still in it. But I guarantee you, as things get harder, the people that really push through, myself, I have a bunch of clients that things have been really hard. Some of them have been shut down. They get their accounts reinstated. Maybe they're shut down again for whatever reason, get their account reinstated again. Those people that are pushing through, those are ones that are going to see the most success in 2017, 2018, 2020. So you don't want to get away from Amazon because they are so big, but you also don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So what I do recommend is, if you are selling on Amazon, that's great. Keep it up. Scale your business on Amazon. I highly recommend that. But I also recommend figuring out ways to build a brand or build a business outside of Amazon. If that's on eBay, so be it. But again, keep your eggs in one basket. If you're only selling on eBay, I'd recommend Amazon as well. If you're selling on Amazon and eBay, you're still better off than only selling on one, but you should still think about expanding outside of those 2 big platforms. Because if one struggles and then the other one struggles, you will struggle, and at some point, when both of those come down, which I don't think they ever will, but if both those were to come down, you would come crashing very hard. So just try to diversify. That means in multiple categories. Figure out a product that you can really market, whether it's locally, you buy it and you're selling it on Facebook or Craigslist, or just locally to some group of friends, or you're going outside that, you're going to websites, you're doing some paid promotion, build a Shopify store, whatever it is. Look outside of the normal eBay, Amazon, Etsy routine, and I guarantee you're gonna start making more money. It wasn't until I really got into Amazon that I figured out what I was doing on eBay was great, but I should have been making money like 3 or 4 years earlier. Only because when I really jumped into Amazon, I went all out. I spent a lot of money. I learned a lot of mistakes. I learned a lot of things that people were doing, but were doing inefficiently, and so all that stuff, it really started to build my business. So when you put more time into whatever it is you're doing, and like in this video, talking about Amazon FBA. I'm shooting this video. It is December 16th, so that means we are 3 days away from the December 19th cutoff or deadline where new sellers could not sell via FBA. It was all merchant fulfilled, and new sellers in most cases couldn't sell toys. But that's all going to change December 19th, which is going to be a huge deal, because not only, if you're a new seller, not only can you now sell FBA, but you will have more time because you won't have to merchant fulfill all these orders, which was the key to my business. When I was doing merchant fulfilled, I was selling a few things here and there, but it wasn't until I really got into FBA that I knew, okay, all I gotta do is send this stuff off. It sells quickly. I pay a small fee. But that's no big deal. That's nothing compared to an employee. Okay, so with Amazon, don't stop. Don't stop learning. Don't stop sending inventory, whether it's right now or in a month or 2 months from now. There will be, you know, peaks and valleys in your business. Now, the one way to combat that is to send stuff in every single day. Stick to a certain strategy. My strategy is I buy anything over 30% ROI, because even if I was, you know, battling with 1 or 2 sellers, you know, at 30%, I could still drop my price, make, you know, 10% or even break even. But in most cases, 30% ROI means the item's selling within, you know, hours or a day of getting to Amazon. And I send in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of items every single day that are at that 30%. So if 30%, if I sell, let's say 100 items, I spend, you know, $1,000, I make 30% every single day. So that's, I spend $1,000 and make $300 profit every single day. So every day I'll get $1,300 back into my account. That's the beauty of Amazon. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys on the next video.